Welcome to the DVB newsroom. I am Myat. In our newsroom today is Aung, Foreign Minister of the National Unity Government. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Aung.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, and the role of the independent journalism and journalists, and the role of their role to bring democracy back to our country and this revolution. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to ask you how far the National Unity Government has reached within 3.5 years. Can you elaborate how much the National Unity Government has received international recognition?
After coup, I would say like that, especially the international engagements with the NUG is expand, especially after 2 years. But before that, it is very difficult to reach out to the international community, especially in our neighboring country and like ASEAN and other neighboring countries. But at the same time, since our people defense forces and also as we control territory each and every day, especially after 1027 operations, many international community are very much interested in engaging with us because they would like to know more about what is happening on the ground, what are our visionings, our future plans. But at the same time, their interest is along with their consent also. So that is why their engagement is very clear and very clear to see since after 1027 and operation. But at the same time, they do realize that the role of the military junta is the weakening. So that is why later after that, the engagements from the international community is getting stronger and very, very clear. And also they also would like to support us, not support us politically, but at the same time, they also trying to understand more about the relationship between NUG and ethnic revolutionary organizations and what the future Myanmar looks like. So they would like to know more about our future visionings of Myanmar if we defeat the military junta. So in this way of engagements, we got a lot, especially after Operation 1027.
Yeah, but currently the 1027 operation has been slowed down, and it's also some people said it is because of the pressure from the Chinese government. What do you think, the policy of Chinese government, and what is your policy, I mean, especially in National Unity Government's policy toward our neighboring countries like China and India?
Yeah, it is very clear stance that how the concern raised by the Chinese authority and Chinese authority in border and authority from the capital. It is very clear. For us, at the same time, we also have very clear positions and engagement plan with our neighboring countries, especially like China and India. We already issue our positions on neighboring countries since within the first year of NUG, and then in the latest one is our positions on Chinese government and Chinese relationship. So for us, it is very clear. We guarantee that our revolutions and our movement, it's not threatening for our neighboring country, but our revolutions will bring sustainable peace and stability for our country, and also that stability and that success will definitely contribute to our neighboring countries and the region. So it is very clear our position. But at the same time, we do understand that the Chinese government concern is that they don't want to see unstable border, especially after COVID pandemic. They also would like to regenerate the economic and trades, especially in borders. So, but at the same time, our struggle and our civil war in Myanmar is not a preferable environment to do so. So that is why I think they would like to stop fighting in their border area first priority, and the second priority is that for the stability by by doing the peace dialogue, especially not even peace dialogue. I think it is like a ceasefire dialogue. Ceasefire is not peace. So that is why I think I do understand their concern, but at the same time, they also need to understand our concerns and our position.
Yeah, also many people criticize on the ASEAN 5-point consensus policy as it is not working. But ASEAN stay holding it. As NUG government, as a foreign minister from the NUG government, how do you want to suggest regarding this policy, how this policy should be amended?
Yeah, of course. Actually, 5-point consensus has been made through the ASEAN summit. So I think according to the procedure that ASEAN made, I think upcoming ASEAN summit should reconsider to amend or to extend ASEAN 5-point consensus, which is outdated. So that is why our position is very clear. We regularly send our position to the ASEAN summits and ASEAN foreign minister meetings each and every year. And then also this year, we will also send the letter and message and along with our suggestions to amend or expand and review 5-point consensus. Actually, ASEAN itself already reviewed during the time of the Indonesia chairmanship, especially last year. So ASEAN 5-point consensus was extended by the 15-point agreement last year. But none of the ASEAN member states of the people do not often mentions about 15 points. So 5 points, 50 points, SAC don't care, none of them. So I think it is depend on the ASEAN, how ASEAN take leverage or take advantages and use their collective voice and power against military junta to stop violence against their own people and to follow 5-point consensus. It also totally depends on ASEAN leaderships and their decision.
Okay, so then now I also like to ask you about the fund NUG government has raised within 3.5 years. And I learned that you have raised a lot of funding from the people from Myanmar, as including diaspora community overseas. So can you please explain how much funding you have raised within this year and how this fund is being allocated to which sectors and how it is being used?
Actually, I do not have exact and accurate number, but estimate amount of fundraisings. As far as I know, that there is between 200 and 300 million US dollars over 3 years. So many of majority of the the majority of this the funds allocates to our defense sectors. So defense sector means not just only fighting and not just only for weapons, but also for their logistical supports and the institutionalizations of the PDF. The second largest amount that we use is on humanitarian ground, and also like health, educations, and humanitarian assistance that we usually use, and the very small and the least amount of money are operational costs for NUG and the affiliates groups.
As much as we aware that SAC lost control in many areas in Myanmar, so what is the coverage of national unity government in those areas, and is there any initiative for the civil administration or local governance system established so far in that particular areas?
Our control area is expanding each and every day. So that is why we have the accountability to provide services in our control area. First and foremost is the security of our own people and civilians. The second one is that to provide their daily basic needs, which is related to the health, education, and food and like basic needs for the people. In this regard, we already formed the interim local governance within the NUG in order to engage emerging local governance and which areas are controlled by militarily by our PDF and revolutionary forces. So especially NUG responsible areas as Sagaing and Magui, like Burma majority and mainland Myanmar. But for those who control by our alliance ethnic arms organizations, where we just consult and simply cooperate and support what they need in terms of because we already started to implement and to engage the federal administrations in especially our ethnic control area. So it is our responsibility, as long as we have the control area expand, and the responsibility that we got is very huge. We are also engaging and providing civilian and government, and also providing public services in our control area under the interim local governance system.
There are many areas, as you see, lost control. But they stay giving trouble to the people in that area using airstrike or using heavy artillery. So how can the revolutionary forces can protect, or how the NUG government can demand international community to protect the people on the ground?
We request and demand to the international community, for example, like to apply it as the no-fly zone, for example. But it didn't happen, and it doesn't happen yet. We need to face practicality, what is really happening on the ground. So that is why prevention, and also we also try to set up ourselves through the communication system, like kind of the early warning system. Not a formal early warning system, but we try to get some informations from our local networks. That when the jet fighters fly from their airbase, we deliver that kind of message in advance to get awareness on the ground. And on the other hand, like preparing for the safe place for the airstrike that committed by the military junta. So early warning systems, awareness program, community awareness program, and then on the other hand, civilian and community resilient program we created and we provide and in that program in order to be aware and protect and prevent that airstrike attack. So on the other hand, after it is the before the attack. But after that kind of attacks happen, we have the emergency response team. So in order to respond effectively, not just only humanitarian ground, but also in order to get informations and to get to know and to deliver the message what is really happening, and how the military committed crime against humanity do their own people to advocate and to send the information to the international community and to cooperate with the international agency, like for example, like UN Human Rights Council, a Security Council, and for example, like a IIMM such as. So this is what we are trying to preventions and protections, and of course, in the fall after the that kind of attack to take to have the justice and to take actions against that kind of crime.
Well, thank you so much for your time sharing with DVB Dozimao, and thanks for your explanation to the people about what the NUG government is doing.
Thank you so much for your questions and for your time.